Hey, you guys. Happy New Year 2021. I want to wish everyone a very happy and safe New Year. As usual, Auntie Kookoo has got another wild and crazy story for you guys. So thank you for checking it out. Before we get started, please don't forget to like, share, and if you haven't already, check out my YouTube channel, Storytime with Auntie Kookoo with the Kookoo, and subscribe. Thank you so much, and let's do it. So this story, as usual, is absolutely wild. I usually don't use a lot of notes when I'm telling my stories, but this shiznit is so twisted that I do have notes to make sure that I don't confuse you guys, because I've known this story for a long time and I have a hard time following it at times, and there's not much like feedback on it, so it took a lot for me to find this information on the story to give it to you guys. Anyways, you're like, let's do it, Kookoo, do it already. All right, let's do it. Key players, we've got Martha Freeman. Damn me, Freeman. Sorry, I'm not perfect. Anyways, we got Martha Freeman, and we've got Jeffrey Freeman. So Martha, what is going on here? I can't even say Martha. So Martha is in her 40s. And she meets Jeffrey, who is in his 40s. They meet each other like within a few months. And when I say a few months, I mean within 4 months of courtship. They boot, scoot, and boogie on down to the courthouse, and they get married, and they're all like hush hush, secretive about it. Not like secretive, but like don't make a big deal about it. You know, they're in the 40s, been here, done that. Let's do this. 4 months and knowing each other. Bow, bow. Stamped, signed, sealed, delivered type shiznit. So they get married. And all of a sudden, after they get married, like I said, they met each other, quick courtship, 4 months, married. All of a sudden, Martha's like, I think I want to do something different with my life. And he's like, I got you, babe. What you want to do? She's like, I think I want to get my private investigator's license and like start my own business. He's like, cool, do your thing, chicken wing. So she does. So she gets her private investigator's license and she starts a business called Resifax. She starts it like literally out of this gorgeous home that they just bought together. Starts it up in like their upstairs office. And this shiznit is banging off the charts, like pow, pow, pow. We need employees. Phone's ringing off the hook. Brr, brr. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters style shiznit. That's what's happening. So they hire people and stuff to the point that Jeff is like, I'm gonna quit my job and help you with this job because this is popping. Well, as this is popping, Martha's like getting all isolated and pulling back and like is becoming a completely different person. She like wants nothing to do with anyone. So Jeff completely quits his job, is full into Resifax, her company that she started, whatnot. And she ends up going to a doctor and ends up getting diagnosed. And she's like super excited. Oh my God. There's a diagnosis for what's going on with me. I'm bipolar and super depressed. And so she's like, oh, and Jeff's like, all right, let's fix it. What can I do? And she's like, just keep doing you, working your ass off, working your ass. I don't know how to do that. Anyways, working your butt off. Your bum. I'm Canadian. Your bum. Working your bum off. And love you. But anyways, working your bum off, and I'm gonna sit here and do my thing like a chicken wing and do nothing, run my business. So Jeff's the devoted husband. He's like, I got you, baby. Take your time, do your thing. He's working like 6-7 days a week, 16, 18-hour days. And Martha's, very reclusive, whatnot. And when they had first met, they did do like, in those 4 months, they did do that traveling and whatever. So when he has a chance, whether it's like an afternoon, like, hey, let's go to downtown and check out this, or a night off, he tries to do those things to coax her out of the home. Which brings us to July 4th, 2004, Nashville, Tennessee. 4th of July annual parade. Jeffrey coaxed Martha out of the house, and they had planned on spending the night in downtown. And as it gets to being dusk, they've been walking around and stuff. Jeffrey's like, I'm friggin' beat. I ain't gonna hang. And Martha's like, what? What do you mean you want to go home? This is the best I've felt in a year. How dare you? Look at me all gussied up. Blah, 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 blah. You've been there. You done that. You smell what I'm cooking. So anyways, Jeff's like, I get it. Like I said, always the devoted husband. Amazing man. He's like, I get it, babe. I'm beat. You're wearing and feeling good and you want to do your thing. Chicken, wang, wang, wang. Do it. I'll go home, spend your night. Call me in the morning. I got you. She's like, you damn right. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know if that's what she said, but that's what I imagine she said. So he goes home. She does her thing. Chicken wang. Hold that. Put a little sticky note on that. We'll be back. So that was July 4th, 2004. So August 2004, Martha's like, things ain't working out, Jeff. I'm still trying to figure myself out. I need some space. He's like, baby, whatever you need. Well, he's running her company and working 6 to 7 days a week, 16, 18-hour days, whatever, right? Get to the point, cuckoo. So running the business, whatever. So she's staying at this extended stay hotel. He's footing the bill, of course, for her. Well, a mutual friend of theirs shows up because Martha had called and asked him to like help her run an errand or whatever. Shows up and realized that Martha isn't staying at this extended stay by herself. Shocker. She's actually staying there with a friend. Well, this friend, she calls Christian. Christian. I should do that because his real name is Rafael Rocha Perez. I probably butchered it. I apologize. She calls him Christian. She does not speak a lick of Spanish. He is an illegal Mexican immigrant and he does not speak a lick of English. Not one friggin' word. Not one word of English. And she doesn't speak one word of Spanish. They've been hanging out for months and they've been staying in this hotel together. Conversation was not on the table at any point. They might have been on the table, but conversation was not. You smell what I'm cooking? Oh, you know you're laughing. Anywho, so anyways, so this mutual friend comes and he's like, oh, hell. Shit's about to hit the fan. He don't say anything. It's 6 months into it when Jeffrey finally is looking at the bill and realizes that he's not footing the bill just for his wife to stay at this extended stay hotel, but for his wife and someone else. So Jeffrey, being the devout, amazing man that he is, he sees another man staying here with his wife. So he shows up to that hotel. Knock, knock, knock. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. No, that's not what happened. So Martha opens the door and he's like, what's going on, Martha? You got another man there. And Martha's like, oh, I do. I'm so sorry. Jeffrey's not even that mad. He's like, baby, let's work this out. Please come home. Let's work this out. Martha's mofo, but I'm trying to make sure I don't use bad language. I screwed up a bit earlier. My bad. But anyways, so Martha's like, oh yeah, I'll come home. Let's work this out. So she goes back to her home and pretends like they're working things out. But here's what's really happening is Jeffrey's staying in one room on one floor and Martha is staying in another room on another floor. Okay? Just so we're understanding. They're staying in a multi-level home, both staying in separate rooms on separate floors. So, this goes on. It is, I think 3 months into her being back home, that one night Jeffrey comes home from his 16, 18-hour day running her Resifax business, comes home, and as he's walking up the stairs, going past her level in the home up to his level, he literally hears like a and he's like, yo, my wife don't snore like that. And he's like, he opens the door and Martha's like laying there in bed. It ain't her snoring. So he literally is like, Martha, why do I hear somebody snoring in your closet? Her response is, I don't know. I don't know. So obviously Jeffrey opens the friggin' closet and what does he see? Friggin' Christian Rafael Rocha Perez sleeping on a pallet in this friggin' closet. He's got magazines. I mean, he's like, you could tell he's been living in the closet. Jeff, again, being the unbelieved, amazing man that he is, obviously he's upset and it's like, this is not okay, Martha. This is not what I signed up for. I thought we were working ourselves. But he does say, I'm going to call the cops. What he's saying is, I'm going to call the cops if this man isn't out of here by the time I get back from walking the dogs. Well, according to Martha, being the sweet, nice, Christian, honest, loving woman she is, she says that Christian Rafael Ropa Perez, who speaks not a lick of English, heard the word cops, jumped up, grabbed her husband by the collar, and had a gun, held him by the collar with the gun to his head, dragged him into the master bathroom, shut the door, and Martha was so terrified, just shivering in the corner, rocking back and forth in terror, while she heard water running and this thumping sound. That's not even a good thumping sound. That's probably a better thumping sound for it. Sure as hell wasn't that. Anyways, and then finally that thumping sound stopped. And then the door opens, and out comes Christian. And she says that he looks at her and says, "No mas." I don't know if you know sign language or not. I did sign language. I'm not very good at it, unfortunately. But we all know, well, I think we all know, that means dead. But, so she says, he walks out and says, "No mas," as in he's dead. She says she's so terrified, blah, blah, blah. Whole sob story. That's her testimony to the police. So, needless to say, the cops, obviously CSI, are searching the home and doing investigation, the whole 9 yards. As they're doing the investigation, they do find Martha's husband, Jeffrey, in the upstairs bathroom. He's been strangled, he's been bound, he's been beaten, he's been shoved in a sleeping bag, he's stiff, he's cold. I mean, he's been dead and he's been tortured. So, they find Jeffrey, like I said. Martha claims that she knows who did it. She's like, "I know who did it." And as she's claiming this, the neighbors are like, "Oh yeah, we did see," as Martha's describing the man that looks like who did this to her husband. The neighbor's like, "We saw a man that looks that way running down the street to this abandoned house." So the police, obviously, SWAT team goes there. They surround this house, whatnot. It's an abandoned house. It's like in the process of being built. Up in the rafters, they find Christian, Rafael Ropa Perez, sleeping. He literally is laying there pretending to sleep as SWAT's coming up to him, and all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, I'm just waking up." No, you just murdered someone and ran from a home, but okay, take your rest. So anyways, police put him in the cop car. They take him back to the crime scene, and Martha's standing out there, and she's like, "That's the man, that's the man, that's the man that killed my husband." Raphael, Christian, looks at her and was like, "Stranger friggin' danger," he don't even know her. So that's that. So they take him back to the police station. They're trying to question him. He's not saying nothing. He's like, "I ain't got nothing to say. No mas, dead, no mas, no speak. No okay, lawyer, done, whatever." So they obviously bring Martha in, and they start asking her, and Martha's got a lot to say. She's got way too much to say. So Martha's like, "What had happened was, on July 4th, 2004, I was drinking, hanging out with my husband, and we got in a fight, and I wanted to stay, and he wanted to go, so he left. And as I was walking along, I ran into this man, Christian Ropa Perez, and his 2 friends, and asked him if they want to come back to my hotel, and bow chicka wow wow." Straight up. That's what she says happened, and that's what happened. No one makes that shit up. It's shiznit. Anyways, so she's like, "So that's what happened. He came back to my room, and him and his friend, and they did a train. Choo choo, come on, ride the train. It's a choo choo, ride it. Choo choo." I'm guessing that's what happened, because she had a lineup, and they were there, and they had their party, they did their thing, and that was done. So the police are like, "All right. So, and then what?" Martha's like, I'm sorry, I've got to check my notes, because I'm not even sure if this is the point when she said that it is the part. All right, so she tells them that not only did she gangbang these dudes and hang out, but she had said she left her husband and was staying in a hotel, and that her husband was pretty much fronting the bill, and that he, Christian Rocha Perez, got very upset in jealousy and just murdered her husband. And the police are like, "All right." So they go to trial. During the trial, they're questioning her. Literally, as the judge is questioning her in these questions, the judge looks at her and is like, I think that you need a lawyer, and reads her Miranda rights. He says, I could not only, one, see you being an accomplice in this murder, but seeing you be charged with this murder. As she's sitting there on the stand trying to testify about how she had this man sleeping in her closet. Anyway, so the judge literally asked her, which like blew my friggin' mind to see this. But the judge was like, not only do I, one, think that you should, one, be pleading the fifth, but you need to get yourself a lawyer, and I could see you being charged in this murder. So she gets a lawyer, and the cops start doing some more investigating. After doing some investigating, they find out that the night that Jeffrey was killed, Martha had actually called Jeffrey's mom. Every Sunday night at 11 p.m., Jeffrey would call his mom to say goodnight and I love you, whatever. On the Sunday that Jeffrey was killed at 11 p.m., Martha called his mom and was like, Jeffrey's not feeling well. I give him some Sudafed. He's sleeping. I'll have him call you next week. Sweet dreams. Well, her husband's dead in the master bathroom. Anywho, it also showed that the bath towel and other evidence that had been taken had not only Christian Rafael Rocha Perez's DNA and seminal fluid on it, but also had some of Martha's squirty squirt business up on it too. The DNA mixed together pretty much show that after they strangled, murdered, tied, beat, and washed and then shoved Jeffrey into a sleeping bag, that they celebrated down in the living room on a beach towel and got freaky dicky. Friggin' fantastic, right? Gotta love these people. The only thing I gotta say, at least I didn't videotape it like the rest of my stories, right? So, needless to say, this all comes out. They do the trial together because obviously, you know, they're waiting for the two of them to pin each other against each other, which they completely do. They both turn on each other and blame, you know, he was jealous and claim that she was trying to pin it on the illegal immigrant, whatnot. The jury ain't buying that shiznit. They ain't down for it. They completely find both of them guilty, sentenced to life in prison, which is, I believe, at least 50 years. Wait, I'll check my notes. I so was going to use my notes for this because it's a crazy story, but I didn't as much as I wanted to. But let me check. First degree murder, guilty. Oh, I lied. I don't even have it written down. How you like that? But yeah, I believe it's at least 50 years in Tennessee. So either way, it's like when she's 100 something, they ain't getting out, as they shouldn't. So that's my story. It was a little bit twisted tonight and wasn't that good. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. It is what it is, right? Anyways, I just want to tell everyone thank you so much, as always. If you watch my story all the way to the end, which I don't think anyone ever does, leave me a note and be like, I'll watch that shit, Kookoo. I've seen it till the end. So I'm pretty sure everyone watches 3 seconds is like, all right, I'm out. Which I appreciate those of you that support me, because I have to say, I know I support every one of my friends or anyone. If I've had any real contact with you and you send me something, I'll be sharing it and supporting it all day long. And then I'm like, hey, can I get some friends supporting my YouTube? And I'm like, all you gotta do is subscribe. And they don't. And that makes me sad. But that's all right. To each their own. I'll still support you. But that's what this world is about, right? Supporting each other. My success is your success. Your success is my success. Let's help one another, right? So that's that. Like I said, if you actually hung out and watched my entire story and listened to my chaos, thank you so much. You're amazing. If you are one of my very few subscribers on my YouTube channel, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it. If you are a friend stopping by and checking it out and you need my support, let me know. I will represent you all day long. That's what we're here for. But I wish everyone a very happy and safe new year. Be kind to one another, you guys. Make good choices. Do good things. Think of others. 2020, and everyone's saying one. No. 2021 didn't win. We're winning. Bringing it back. Be ya. Thank you so much, you guys. Peace, love, chicken wings. Be good, do good things. Talk to you soon. I see you, Mo.